Hey guys, for this video I'm going to do an unboxing and a brief overview of some York milled plates. These are the legacy plates that York just started producing again. They are not your United States old school Yorks. So we'll do a comparison of some of the old school stuff, maybe look at some Rep Fitness plates, see how they compare there. I got some old urethanes. I shouldn't say old. Anyway, I'll do a quick comparison of all of them. All I did is buy some change plates. So I have 5s, 10s, 2.5s. I think I have 4 of each. I didn't like some of the Rep plates I had. I didn't like their 5s and their 45s that I got at the beginning of COVID. So I decided to see if these were any better. They're boxed pretty well. They come in a little York box, and then the smaller ones were in a bigger box with some styrofoam peanuts. So I pulled that out, and the only reason I pulled that out beforehand is because I needed to get all the styrofoam peanuts up to be able to do the video. So they seem to come individually wrapped in a plastic bag. These are the 2.5s, so these are milled. These are Chinese made. The quality on the 2.5, it looks good. It's stamped York, Pennsylvania, USA, York Barbell Company. Good quality. So if you were to compare it to, let's say, a Rep plate, that's a 5. This is actually not a Rep plate. This is a random plate off Amazon, so God knows who made this. But it's a Chinese plate. It's solid. It's a 2.5. It doesn't do anything special. But here you're gonna have a milled edge. You're gonna have a milled back. You should have a milled center. So obviously it's gonna feel a lot smoother. It's gonna feel like a better, more solid plate. Whether that really matters in a 2.5, debatable. But let's see. So the random Amazon is 2.52, which is I don't know what 2% of 2.5 is. But it's close enough. And this is 2.502, so maybe I got lucky on that, but that is a dead-on plate. Let's check some of these others to see. 2.502. So either I am the world's luckiest individual, or my scale doesn't work. 2.518. Not that this is super important. 2.498. So these are incredibly close to 2.5. And quality milling on the 2.5s. Maybe a little nick right here where it looks like the coating didn't hit it perfectly. But for whatever these were, $3 a plate. Much better than I thought they were going to be. Let's take a look at the 5s. So obviously it's going to be the same thing. They're all milled. So you have that front mill, you have the back mill. And this one, you probably can't see it at all. There is 100% a missing piece of coating right there. But I mean, we're not talking Rogue calibrated plates here. That's 5.05. I want to say 0.1. 5.1 would have been within 2%. So my math could be wrong. Probably within 1% right there. That one's pretty damn close. 502. 505. And 5.1. So that's the furthest one off. Even that's probably 2%. So the coating or the milling on this one's not amazing. On the back it's good. The middle is good. We could take one of these. So this is not a super vintage York plate. This is still a United States plate, but we aren't talking ones from the 80s, and it's not a milled York vintage plate. where you get a ton of quality from it. It's not a bad plate, but it's probably nothing better than some of the decent Chinese stuff that comes out now. And I put this one on here because this one's way over. This is actually 5.6, which is one of my worst York plates. So compared to these new milled York plates, I mean, these tolerances are a lot tighter based on the 4 I have. Whether they hold up to you know decades of abuse like this has, is debatable. And again, this is not a milled plate that this one is. Just to compare, almost lost it there. Just to compare the 5s anyway. And I apologize for the wonderful awkward angle. I stupidly sold my table that I would do this with. And then once the guy had it in his truck, I thought to myself, how the heck am I going to do this video? So here's the 10s. They came just like this. I have a little trouble there. They came just like this. Tried to cut myself. Let me just put this on the ground. I don't want to cut my plates either, but what they did, they taped over the band. So I have a little bit of an issue getting through all those layers. Here we go. Let's see these 10s. Again, York Legacy milled 10s. Probably can't see particularly well. There, there's a tiny blemish there, but these are pretty good quality from the look and the feel. I'll have to do a follow-up. Let's see. 10.01. No, 10.075 pounds. Pretty close. Now this is a vintage York. This is a solid plate. That is 10.018 pounds. So that is incredibly precise for some of these. And they have more of them, but I just grabbed one. But to put that in perspective of this, finding a vintage York plate, pre-stamped USA, pre-stamped York is tricky enough. 10.07. Again, quality milling. The inside looks like whatever their finishing process is, the inside there isn't great, but you're gonna churn that up on your bar no matter what. So it's smooth enough. This one's got a pit in it. At least you don't have anything sticking out where you'd catch your bar. These are pretty good. 9.97 pounds or so. So, I mean, you're still talking, I think, 0.2 pounds is 1%. So we're well within the, we're closer than we should really be for a plate that costs us this much. That had a little finish I just flicked off. That was kicked out. But these are smooth, these are nice. 10.02. So this one right here is dead on with that one. Now, is the quality of the iron and stuff the same? Probably not, but I don't know that I need this to work for 50 years like the other one did. So there you have it. Solid plates, well within their stated tolerance. Good milling, good quality. I'd recommend them if you're looking for plates. Versus some of these Rep Fitness. These are good plates. These aren't bad. I absolutely hated their 5s and their 45s. They felt like crap. And these actually were well within the tolerance too. This one's off by 0.3 pounds, 0.2 pounds. So this is further than this. But if you want to compare it to some of these, sometimes we see these urethanes and we think, oh my God, look at the quality, look at the price. But this thing is actually off by, it's almost under by half a pound. So that's almost off by like 10% of the weight. When you think about what this would have cost, it didn't cost me a dime, but what this would cost is a lot more than some of these milled steel plates would cost. And I'd be pretty disappointed if I spent that kind of money. If I was smart, I would have that out of the way. Now this right here is over by half a pound. 0.35, not as much. But you know, compared to what I just picked up and what I had for vintage plates, these are not even close to what I would be paying for these. These would have cost a lot more, and these are a lot closer tolerance. I have a preference for that old cast iron sound and feel, so I suppose that's up to you. But anyway, there you have it. Quality plates. I'm actually surprised with the quality. They are a lot better than I thought they were going to be. So, you know, make your own judgments there.